Did you put any THC in the coffee?
No, not today. I've done fucking myself up on that THC.
That shit was strong.
It's pretty strong. Did you finish it?
I don't think I did actually. So there should be some in the fridge. I don't know if it went bad. Hopefully not. I kind of forgot about it, I think.
Shouldn't.
Okay, cool. Then we definitely still have some around. Video is going, so again, if we just want to make sure we talk loud and proud and all that good jazz.
Yeah, my sister would like to know how that's going.
It's good. I mean, well, the butter, or the honey, I mean, was...
Honey, yes.
Yeah, don't want to mess that up. But no, I mean, I felt it, like you were saying, like you feel it throughout the day. It's like a lingering little effect.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, that stuff actually kind of put me on my ass. I ate a lot of it, or I drank a lot of it during the first 2 podcasts. Mm-hmm. And by the end of the podcast, I was just so stoned.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Were you part of the process of making it? Okay.
No.
Are you good at making edibles?
She's pretty good, but I just don't have I just don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna, cause
I need to be better.
Me and my friends tried to make edibles and it didn't work. And I was gonna see if you have any secrets or tips on how to make a good edible.
You want a recipe? I can give you a recipe.
Yeah, I would love a
take
fucking recipe.
A half ounce.
No, tell it. I'll listen too. Yeah.
You can take a half ounce of bud. Take this. And you put it in a pot. And you start cooking it with the butter. Mm-hmm. And then once you could do how much butter you put in there, you may lose a fifth of it.
Okay.
To smoke and vaporization, mm-hmm. But that's gonna be your colligated amount at the end.
Okay.
So if you want a stick of butter in your recipe, you throw a stick of butter in the pot, mm-hmm. And then you throw your pot in there and you let it cook, and then it's gonna turn into a green, pretty disgusting slime.
Okay.
And then you get a strainer, a cheese.
What kind of heat?
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. Probably in a pot, 350. Yeah. And all this is in a pot. You're making the butter before the edibles.
Sorry, I'm stupid.
And this is to get yourself a nice little can of butter
mm-hmm.
that you can have in the fridge. So if you want 3 things of butter, then you go half ounce times 3 maybe, because I smoke a lot.
Yeah.
But be careful, please.
Yes.
Yeah, be careful. Take it with the salt of grain.
Yeah. Salt of grain. One of my favorite high sayings is when someone asks, "How high are you?" And you're like, "Hi, how are you?"
You're such a dad.
I know. I swear I have a kid out there because I can't help but make dad jokes. It's so funny.
You're gonna end up at the door any day now.
My kids' names are gonna be dad jokes. Have I told you about my kids' names yet? So, I mean, they're technically infinite. But the ones that I like, especially the girl, I want to name my daughter Violet. So her name will be Viking. Because it's short for Vi, and then last name's King. So you can call her Viking, which is fucking great. And then I want a kid named Joe, so I can call him Joe King. So if someone ever asks, "Are you joking?" Like, yeah, I am.
I'm just joking.
But I'm joking. Wait, but are you joking? What do you? Yeah, that's what I said.
It's that old baseball.
Yeah, who's on first? What's on second? I don't know. Who's on third? Who's
on third? I don't know. It's pretty funny. That's pretty good. What was the joke we thought of earlier? Oh, you could hit Stevie Ray Vaughan with a bowling ball as he plays, and he just roll right over it.
Yeah, we bring that up. There's the sickest Stevie Ray Vaughan video out there. This guy is an absolute beast. Hopefully you've heard of him. If you haven't, I won't guilt trip you. I didn't know about him until I had
No,
friends.
You're an animal. You should probably find out.
Get out of your rock, Patrick. But he has this video fucking online where, and I was showing you last night, where he's going hard on the fucking guitar. He plays these classic songs, has this kind of sound that he has to him, but halfway through the song he fucking breaks the string at the base of it, and keeps playing, which is even like very impressive, but I get it, the show must go on, you're not just, maybe you're gonna stop and be dramatic, but not him. And he just keeps fucking playing, and literally he switches, he has a guy, he like kind of fucking gets him, and this guy slings this guitar around, he moves it out perfectly, slides it in.
He doesn't even sling the guitar, he like throws it into frame, and he's just standing there and puts his hand on a guitar, like glides into his hand
and fucking clip and play through.
And then the guy does go behind him, he's like clipping it to
So that's the joke. Fucking you could throw a bowling ball at this guy, fucking run him over with a fucking bus.
It was amazing
going hard.
the way he plugged in and hit the chord at the same fucking. Gosh, am I?
We've been playing with our instruments more and more. We had a little roommate outing the other day, which was really fun, I thought.
What was that?
When we were doing the musical instruments out here,
that was
us
fun.
three in the circle, and we had like
the drum, and stuff
the
was
drum,
fun.
we had a guitar, we had a ukulele, and just some roommate jamming.
Roommate jamming.
Jamming.
I bet people around this house are quite jealous of what they see going on in the backyard as they walk around all the time. Not Tim, he's probably pretty cool. So,
yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude, live it up.
Uh-huh.
People walking by, they're just like, how can you live this way?
Yeah, we're talking about just staying out here for a while, right?
Yeah.
It's nice.
I do spend a lot of my time out here, but I mean, I spend maybe 25% of my week outside of the house for work and for other stuff. But you have to be home, so what is everybody else doing? You know, like that's what confuses me.
I mean,
It's
we're
like
more busy now.
They're
Like
out
so
on
busy.
walks 4 times a day, maybe, and it's like, go get yourself the Rona.
Yeah, right. Like that, people think they're safe when they take those walks. Like I get it.
There are more
like,
people walking down these roads
than there are in grocery stores currently.
Than ever. I lived in Roner Park for 9 years, 10 years, more than ever. If anybody's gonna catch Rona, it's gonna be in this damn creek, man.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I stopped. I was enjoying it for the first couple weeks, but I was like, you know what? I'm passing by literally 15 people a walk.
Mm-hmm. I have to wear the mask all the fucking time.
Kids.
Yeah, like there's literally more people on the trail than there is in a Walmart store. I went to Walmart about 2 days ago, and the line went all the way around. It went decently quick, but literally there was no one in there. Like I was so impressed. I was like, and I felt, and this is the first time I felt brave enough to like fucking shop in a while. I wore my mask, got the gloves going, but I just like, I like that at a certain point, naturally people just kind of say, fuck it, you know? I mean, we jumped out of the trees, right? We went on the ground. It's in our evolutionary instincts to like explore shit that's dangerous. Yeah. And in this case, it's the trail in Walmart. But back in the day, it was us jumping out of the tree and getting fucking swarmed by ligers.
Yeah, ligers. Oh my god, what a furious creature! Really?
Yeah.
Like what a monster! What a
Is
monster!
it real? They are real, right?
Ligers today are real.
Yes.
And then saber-toothed tigers have died, but oh my god, what a monster!
Those are fucking real.
Well, yeah. I like that's where my head went. Not liger necessarily.
Oh, okay.
But saber-toothed tigers, dude. Holy shit! Holy shit!
Yeah.
Your face was just like, what?
And
what?
Dude, I think animals back in the day were a lot more fucking deadly than they are now, right?
Yeah. I had
You
a friend
feel
in
like
high school bring up something like a little theory, you know,
Uh-huh.
and they were like, you know, like as time has
I'm
gone
holding
on,
on to this super blunt. I'm gonna talk about it soon.
As time has gone on, we've had like less oxygen available to us as creatures along like the evolutionary chain. So the animals have gotten smaller, which to me makes sense.
Yeah.
Like big spiders, big animals, less food, less space.
Yeah, what would equate for smaller, less scary humans in a way? You know, we're not gonna fuck with some big ass animals if they're in our way.
I was listening to Randall Carlson on Joe Rogan, and he was talking about how we're the age we're in, like historically or geologically, or I don't know what you would call it. Like there's like the prehistoric age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think those are
the post-ice age.
I think it's kind of like light years, where it's a distance and a time. but in a way, like it's like you're judging based off the layer of the rock.
Yeah.
I think, but you're also judging based off like the time and the weather and the climate and stuff like that.
Due to the layer of the rock, how deep you've gone. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like you can tell how old things is based off how deep in the layers that you can see. Yeah.
Exactly. See, he's a geologist.
But it's also timed, you know?
Like the Paleotheric era. I'm going to look up, not Randall Carlson specifically, but I'm going to look up what evolutionary, not evolutionary, what geological stage are we in?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Because he was saying it was like the post-ice age or something, where we are experiencing Amazonic and like major heat temperature change. Like in the past, I don't know how long ago, there was a point of like 50 years where the temperature changed like 18 degrees Celsius, like worldwide, and that in temperature in Fahrenheit, that's quite a bit. That's like 34 or something like that degrees, or something. It was some crazy number. The Cenozoic.
That's what we're in right now.
Era.
Fuck, dude, this weed's spectacular, by the way. My buddy said he loved our bong rips mid podcast.
Cool.
Like I was talking about, I think it's impressive that we can do our thing and stuff and have good conversation.
I did get a nice review on that from my buddy.
Good, that's awesome.
Impressive that I was smoking on and still able to keep on the topics. And before we started rolling today, I had a tip for myself to be able to stay with topics more. Like I would like to get to more of a point with what I bring up. Like with this, I think my point I'd like to find on the computer is that temperature change that happened, that space and time. I would like to find that real fast. So I look at Randall Carlson. More of just a thought through process of like speaking, because we are on camera.
Yeah. While you look that up, if you want to keep a focused mind, I'll give I want to. So
this
what
is why you can't though. He's dead. like you look something up and it's like, wait a minute.
No.
That's interesting. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was gonna just say what weed I'm smoking, because I'm sure people are getting a little mouth watery. So it's tough and tender grass. So that's the company, I think, and the flavor is tropical Skittles blunt, spelled Zkittlez.
Oh, that's the one I have.
Yeah. You kind of put me on it. $12. THC 17.48%, CBD 0.1, 1.2 grams, but a beast of a unit. This thing.
1.2 grams is more than enough. Let me tell you, those things are wild.
But I will smoke it in one session. I mean, last time I put it down once. I smoked my first one on my birthday, and that was great. I got a fatty, even I think the most expensive one left still. It was like some Orange Dream shit. So maybe I'll bring that out sometime.
Okay, so here it is. Look at
this.
Yes,
perfect.
Look at this fucking. Oh, it's a mortality graph, but that's almost saying the same thing. Is like the death rate, and this time was astounding.
Yeah.
We could turn it
of
up.
People?
Yeah. Oh, well, no, people weren't. We were a pre-race, but if we were like, it's Earth's rare fossil specimen. It's talking about animals.
We won't be able to hear it in the video, but there's, just to describe, you want to describe the graph? Just what's it showing? Kind of?
I wish I knew more. Let me put it on full screen so I could read the...
Yeah, the numbers. Always know what the graph is saying, folks. I've seen, as a teacher, there are so many graphs out there where the numbers are like, what? What are you talking about? There's the
So it's a graph representing the radiocarbon year specimen rate, like recollection rate that they got out of the geological soils we were talking about.
That's a little confusing.
Yeah, I was gonna say to interlude that.
Yeah.
The samples that I just mentioned in a name that doesn't exist, like I just made that up. Yeah. But what they are is they, in the 70s, began drilling in North America and in Greenland. And
who did?
The nations as like a scientific like study, and I'm gonna look it up right now. North American.
And they're sorry, I got a little lost here. What are they digging for?
Just they were drilling.
Okay.
Plugs of ice
Mhm.
to pull and study.
Ice core samples.
Ice core samples.
Yes, okay. That's the immediately my Discovery Channel. We're pulling ice core samples from the middle of the earth and we're gonna examine them. And those are gnarly.
Yeah, no. And that's,
so what do they learn
that's
from?
What the graph is.
Is that what it shows you? Kind of like it shows you that.
It shows that I'm not a geologist, but when I was watching it,
it's fine if we're slightly wrong.
He was talking about how it shows them death rates, what animals were eating then, what animals were around, how much what temperature it was based on what plantation, what vegetation was there, and all out of the carbon.
Yeah.
So they can see the temperature, which would help them figure out why they were seeing deaths or no deaths. Greenland ice core reveals history of pollution in the Arctic. Ice core, Wikipedia.
Did you ever get into dinosaurs?
Not much.
I didn't either. I heard someone said they had feathers. I always thought that was kind of stupid.
I think that's kind of silly.
I do too. Everyone tries to convince me T-Rex had fucking feathers. Have you seen the picture of the T-Rex with feathers? So it was the funniest argument I've ever heard. I had a friend say, dude, did you know T-Rexes had feathers? And I was like, no way, dude, prove it. Look it up. And he typed in T-Rex with feathers, and he showed me a picture, and he was like, see? And I was like, this is not proof. Every single one of these are CGI. We don't have pictures of dinosaurs. We don't have any of this. And this was like, he was set fast on it. Like, here you go. T-Rex with feathers. I was greatly worried. I find most people can't prove arguments that well. As a teacher, most people aren't very good at that kind of proving of the argument. I'm guessing you're typing it, so I'm just kind of...
No, I'm done.
Okay, cool. Yeah, what'd you
not necessarily. I was done typing, but you can go on.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I was just... and here I am. I'm proving my point in that it's hard to finish out an argument, but most people just... I see they have a hard time really knowing a fact versus opinion almost. It's like one of those things where it's super underrated. You almost would say, duh, this is a fact, this is opinion. But I find that most people are very comfortable spouting off opinions as facts, which I'm sure we're going to do a shit ton on this podcast.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of confusing and there is a serious kind of wordsmithy language that a lot of people can kind of go about to make opinions look like facts. But that was just a funny ass example. I was like, oh Lord, this cannot be true. And then I had to sit with them for a while. He was also more or less a flat earther. So a lot going on.
Earth,
a lot going on.
People just find these opinions and think that it matters.
Yeah. According to him, though, it seemed more like his idea of the flat Earth theory was just the idea to question things. But I was like, he's like, see, you already think I think the Earth is flat when I call it the flat Earth theory, and I'm like, you're right, I do. Because when I say the theory of gravity or whatever, you know, or I guess it's the law of gravity. But is gravity still more or less a theory, or no? Is it because we can't prove it in some weird way? We don't know the why. We know we don't know why gravity happens or something.
With black matter.
But what's a theory? I don't know why. The theory of the Big Bang theory or something. What is? That's always been confusing to me. Is the difference between a hypothesis and a theory?
Funny because it is a hypothesis. A hypothesis is something that you've brought through the scientific exposure or blah, 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 blah.
The scientific method.
Yeah.
Plenty of times. But I think that's reversed, right? I think I'm under the perception that a theory has been tested a lot. A hypothesis is an idea. This could happen. My hypothesis, but let's look it up. Are you looking it up? Okay, cool. Sounds good.
A hypothesis and theory in scientific reasoning, a hypothesis is an assumption made before any research has been completed. Nice.
Miss Etch, thank you. Physics,
I know.
Chemistry. Fuck yeah.
So I'm reading about a huge crater that hit the Earth like 13,000 years ago, and that would have it was 10.
So what was
kilometers wide.
around? We weren't around 13,000 years ago.
Yeah.
It was what?
Yeah, definitely. Humans have been roaming this
But what-
Earth.
Yeah, I suck at these dates, man. My head
It's
can't
like
do the
40.
bigness. I can't do big like this.
Prehistoric people.
I can look shit up
Yeah,
too.
well, by
I'm just
human, do
lazy
you
as
mean
fuck.
modern human?
I would like to know what species of us was around, I guess, or what was around. Because again, it's super
13,000 years ago
confusing.
was like the beginning of like agriculture, and I think we've been around for close to 60.
Yeah. I'm a little stupid on this podcast. It's okay. I never set out to
oh
look
my
smart.
God,
I just want to
dude,
learn.
Holy shit, we're both so wrong.
Perfect.
Well, okay, wait. What am I? The nine planets. I'm not sure this is.
Oh, that's funny.
TheAtlantic.com. No. The National Geographic.
What are you looking
No!
up? What are you looking up right now? I'm so
How
lost.
long have prehistoric humans been on Earth?
I don't know if that's our search.
Yeah,
who
we
was
wanna know-
around in year 13,000, right? Or 13,000 years ago?
Yeah, but then our next question was going to be, oh, well, how long have we been? So I was like, let's just get down to the biscuit.
Oh. How long? I would type in how long have humans been on Earth? And if anything, I would say modern day humans.
Well, you don't want to know that because that's where they'll be like, oh, it's only been 8,000
About
years.
200,000 years ago.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
The earliest fossils of anatomically modern humans are from the Middle Paleolithic, about 200,000 years ago, such as the Omo remains of Ethiopia, the fossils of Hetero, sometimes called as Homo sapiens. So 200,000 years ago, and here I am, the humans of year 13,000 years ago. Were those the dinosaurs? And my hypothesis. Call me Cammy the sprinkler.
We weren't in houses. I mean, I bet the abolitionists had houses.
200,000 years ago. That is so short. If we're gonna not be conceited about how great humans are,
like 7. You want to be
It's
conceited
so
about humans
short.
for a little while or no?
it's so short though. Like the thought that this is humans are permanent
Oh, Graham Hancock.
is so crazy to me. Because we're so fractionally nothing in this existence of
We're
time.
nothing.
Have you ever seen the cool? It's the weird short series. It's the I won't remember the name, but there's a whole modern city inside of a freezer. It's robots something
Yeah.
something must
I've been
die,
wanting to
kill
bring that
robots.
but I
Robot.
didn't know
I'm thinking
the
like
name
robot
either.
chicken, but it's not it.
Yeah.
But there's an episode where literally like you see civilization from start to beginning happen inside these people's freezer.
Yeah, it's
and it's
dope.
fucking trippy as
It's
hell.
pretty cool.
But 200,000 years ago, humans were there. Fun fact for your next dinner party, folks, because we didn't fucking know.
No. Graham Hancock is another
Okay,
amazing
who's this guy?
geologist. Graham Hancock is another amazing geologist. He has a
Yeah.
book called The Mysterious Origins of Civilization, America Before, Fingerprints of the Gods, and he writes a lot about Machu Picchu and the Yucatan.
God, poor fucking Native Americans, dude.
Yeah,
Like-
to talk about the amazingness of humans, we have like completely forgot about anything they could have possibly done. They could have had, there could have been electronics on this earth before previous, and then a giant meteor struck.
I don't think the future's electronics. I think I think we had an industrial revolution, I think we're gonna have a nature revolution, or like a conscience revolution. I think it's gonna be a different revolution that's gonna happen due Two, because the Industrial Revolution happened because of a number of factors. Like, it happened because there was finally a market for things. It happened because England. I wish I knew fucking more. I know I do. I'm just when on the spot I struggle. It happened because why did the industrial? They were near water. What else? Slavery was kind of coming to an end.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening much.
Don't worry. I'm talking about going into like some kind of nature or conscious revolution. And then I got into. Then I was trying to get into how we got into the Industrial Revolution. But kind of fuck that, whatever. We'll look it up if I want. But I think we're gonna be in such a place with electronics and robots that it sets up at least one country or nation. I don't know if it'll be big or small, to go into a inward. We're gonna stop expanding. Robots will kind of take over our medial jobs. And we're going to have a chance to look inward. We're going to have a chance to be a community. We're going to have a chance to kind of grow as humans. We're going to have a chance to expand our knowledge of us and the world and animals and all these things, because robots have taken over in some facet or another. Because now they're the nannies, now you can leave the kid at home. Like, now you in these kinds of things, and it's still there's still like a connection. Sounds crazy, but I have always felt something like that. Like, I feel like robots taking over like care type jobs and like grocery store clerks, like, and just freeing people up. It's gonna happen.
Are you worried about what that might how that might deteriorate like our ability? Like, right now we feel good. We've been home for 3-4 weeks. And we have been like doing good, but like, can you imagine that being your life? Like, you literally having no goals, no adversity, no.
I think our
just
focus would shift. Your goals would shift. Fake money would no longer be your goal. It would be wellness. It would be like kind of like There would be other focuses. Have you ever heard of the happiness index? Oh,
for each country?
No. So this is if you wanna, I can pull this up, but it's like a Bhutan happiness index, and it's like or some. I want to go like the Settlers of Catan, but let me get this right. Happiness. And what are you looking up right now? I want to make sure we.
I'm reading about the Chicxulub, Chicxulub crater in Mexico, for example, is believed to have contributed to killing the dinosaurs. I'm reading about the crater found in Greenland that's 31 kilometers wide, and that was found and dated to 12,000 years ago. Between about 12,000 and 3 million years ago, so that's a very large space of time.
Yeah.
But all of these times were in a graph when they did pull up the ice. What were the ice plugs, or what were they called?
Yes, the ice core samples.
Ice core samples.
Come on.
They would see like all these spikes and drops and things, and it's because like we are getting smacked constantly by meteors, and that's because we are in the Dryad meteor belt.
The Dryad?
I'm gonna see if that word's right. Meteor.
Yeah. And this is actually cool. I'm excited to come back to this happiness index thing.
Cool.
I mean, I've done it with my high school students.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I've never heard of that.
Welcome to Off Track, folks. Hope you're hanging out. Hope you're chilling.
Yeah, this music's great.
Days off, kind of. I'm doing my distance teaching.
Yeah, I'm doing telehealth for the kitties.
I think this is the latest we've done a podcast. 6:20 right now.
Yeah, I slept late today.
But I like it. We were talking about doing a night podcast here. We may even, I don't know, it gets dark around 7. We may perfectly maybe enter the night. Maybe we can turn on the top lights and maybe we can send them out with some music or something.
So we are in, this is my final point to this. We are in our trajectory in the solar system. We pass through this thing called the Taurid meteor belt, like 3 times a year. Are
you saying Taurid?
Taurid.
Taurid, how do you spell it?
Taurid.
Okay.
The last meteor shower was in 2019, a Taurid meteor shower. And it's extremely fucking insane.
Like lethal?
It's like
Mr. Lucky?
It's like driving a golf cart through a driving range.
Asteroid belt? Yeah, through a driving range?
Yeah, through a driving range, yeah. With 1,000-foot wide asteroids that could hit Earth discovered. That's Newsweek. People read Newsweek, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm looking for earthsky.org. It's a government thing. We're gonna do that.
Did you want a beer?
Yes, please. Oh man. Thank you.
Doing it right.
Stella Artois. Is this the guy that says, I don't know he's trained?
No. It's Dos Equis or Tres Equis or...
Look at this. A little shot of the Taurid meteor shower. And
God, nature's cool beautiful. That's why I'm saying we're having nature revolution, because that shit's too pretty, man.
The fact that
give us stars. Give us stars.
Killing us every day is pretty amazing. And we pass through it all the time. And all of these meteors that have like halted history over and over and over and over. Past, like, humans don't remember them, but like these things happen. There was actually one that landed in a Tukunga or some shit in Russia. Do you remember in 2014?
Ooh, actually, I kind of do. Like, yes, I was. Yes, I do.
Oh, you were joking.
No, at first I was kidding. Then when you said it, I was like, oh wait, I did hear about that.
Seriously, yeah, it was fucking insane, and that was like, if that had hit. That like leveled like 14 kilometers of forest because it exploded in the air. If that had hit over a city, if that had hit the floor,
it's like Game of Thrones.
There's like
the final scene of Game of Thrones.
Hundreds of thousands. I didn't watch Game of
Thrones. Oh fuck! There's a whole fuck that. I didn't watch it for a while, but there's a whole spoiler alert if you haven't seen it by now. Fuck you.
You know, I was gonna watch it and then I was like, all right, wait, okay, so. These girls aren't that ignorant. These girls aren't that hot. You know what I watched?
They're not that
fucking
hot?
Viking, bro. You watch the Vikings?
Hold on, let me make this point about Game of Thrones. The dragon blows everything, like the whole city, the fuck up, and
that's dope.
And it's just like that's exactly what the fucking asteroids do. Just fucking rain down. Like at that point, it's the end of the world for those people. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's not. What would that do to the land? Would it be good for the land?
Yeah, that's what Hawaii is.
Sorry, as hypothetical
that's what Hawaii
people.
is. That's what Greece is. That's what like. There's a lot of places that are volcanic ash.
And it's good for? It's great for the soil and everything. Like, how would that change the world and society? What kind of fears would then happen? Like, assuming, like, what if it blew up half the world? Whoa. Can you even imagine?
Everybody would be dead. I think if there's an explosion that takes over. Okay, so you mean there's like a small explosion that like the final.
Yes, the final was half the world. Yes,
that would be pretty fucking hard to get back from.
But it would be inevitable. But you wouldn't want to go back, right? It's that's like when you break up with a girl and then you're like, I want to just go back to where we were.
I think humans would. I think no matter what we want.
You think we would go back? I think we would change.
Do you think we wanted to be where we are now? You know, we've had so many chances to like kind of like look into the history of the past and like I don't know. I like why talk so much shit about Napoleon when like all the things that the United States does is so quiet and so awful?
I don't think where we are now is peak. I think
I love that. Yeah,
I wish we would have gone to nature. I wish we would have stuck with nature. Give me stars, man. Yeah. I'm so mad that we like.
What about? How do you feel about like the '60s and you know the like?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, but you gotta like look at. You gotta like know a little bit.
Oh, I know, but what?
You're joking.
What? No, I wasn't joking. Like, but
I don't know.
How? In what way? About like nature?
Not discourage you, but yeah, like that was kind of like a movement in my opinion, that was saying like, let's get back to nature. Let's change
I think we were fucked a long time ago.
corruptive system. Oh, I almost killed that fucker.
I think we were fucked a long time ago. I don't think it was when. I think
it would take. I think the only
Since
hope
the
of what
light
you're
bulb.
saying is like
Since
you
the light
said, a
bulb.
half world.
this. Do you know
There's not
how?
even enough people to pass history, like to pass on the history.
Do you know how ridiculous it is that we have the light bulb? Only because we had one guy who was like, I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try.
Well,
and I'm gonna blow up and I'm gonna try and I'm gonna blow up and I'm gonna try and I'm gonna blow up and I'm gonna try.
Inventions.
But like the fact that we like fucking like I think the light bulb was the end of the beginning of the end.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we lost community.
Ooh.
Like I was writing when I took shrooms the other day, I was talking about the iFire, which is just a fireplace. Like I felt like we took our community fires and made them iFireplaces, which is like a spin-off on the iPhone. But like it just made them like you just took your communal village fire and where you would dance and sing and eat, and then you brought it in your walls because the big bad wolf came. And you built your house of straw and it tore it down, and then you finally get to the brick, and then no one gets in your fucking house.
Like Big Bad Wolf,
Like it's just
created fears. You allow these people
go into the house,
and then they give you a house, and you're like, oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And you go into your house, and they're like, don't come out.
Like society, I hate how set up society is. You know, I think it would be more cool if everyone just got a plot of land and we just built our own fucking houses.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. So that happened before.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I enjoyed
how we got
that.
Here.
Well, we got here because we sent people away to war,
we had the same
and
batch
then
of
policy,
apples.
and then I feel like we got here because we sent people away to war, and then we got cookie cutter houses. I don't know. That's in my head how it happened. The world got distracted by war, and everyone came back, and then they just made cookie cutter houses.
Yeah.
And then they're like, here you go.
Do you know about redlining? In
No.
Housing for like the 1900s at all?
Mm-mm.
That's a good thing to look into. A fun thing to look into, not a good thing to look into. It's fun, and it's like informative, and like there's history classes and majors and like.
Give me a basic here. What's redlining?
There was some douche, and he decided that black people needed to live in a certain area when they were building up New York and building in the Midwest, and they created a policy that made it legal for housing developers to get the census information of black people and or build specific housing. Like, you know how you have to design housing before it's built? Mm-hmm. They were legally allowed to design housing with like a border around black communities that they were building, and that's how like not even projects, like literally just centralized separated communities. And it was like the 1890s.
Yeah, black people were getting fucked over with houses and like the freeways and stuff. You know about those? Freeway displacement?
No, not much.
Oh, it's so bad.
Not
what
much.
they did was like, you know, you have all these like even during like segregation, like black communities more or less were like doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were thriving. Like they had their black businesses, their black schools.
Yeah,
like they were as a community
that.
more or less. Like they were thriving.
And it doesn't mean that it was better for them, but it means like when it
well, I guess thriving is the wrong word.
I
but
that slide is
well they were doing better than after we switched because segregation, desegregation, especially in schools, is so. I don't know if I already talked about it. It's like fucked up in the sense that it like just pretty much took away all the black teachers. Have I talked about this?
No.
Malcolm Gladwell does a really great job describing it in a podcast he has called. It'll come to me. I'll forget it, but I want to focus on the topic. But essentially, he was talking about the unexpected outcomes of desegregating schools, and he was talking about how when schools were desegregated, if you think logically about it, you have the white and the black kids getting put in the same schools together sometimes, And of course, the white parents wouldn't ever let their kids be taught by a black teacher. So pretty much what happened was all the black teachers got fired, and they brought in all the white teachers, and they just started hiring more and more white teachers because now, everyone's just being taught by the white teachers because there's except for in the still, and we're actually more segregated in schools now than when the law was passed for desegregation.
Really?
We're more segregated now in schools than we were when the law passed. This is some crazy shit you learn when you become a teacher through the system. They're teaching it. They don't like hide behind it or anything like that. But what I was going to say with the freeways, though, is what happened was in these black neighborhoods, they pretty much just took the freeways and said, all right, we're going to run them through your neighborhood. And we have that permission because it's for the good of the...
I wonder if that was red line. That's when red line began. Because...
and then they were displaced and they were put in these like high rises in these...
but that was in the 70s.
In these neighborhoods.
I mean, that was in the 60s?
Red. I honestly, I'm not good with
because that was the
dates.
Detroit fires, that was the Brooklyn fires, the Bronx fires, when they leveled all the projects. So I'm talking about red. That's fucking cool because I'm talking about redlining like 1890, like 1900. That's like 78 when that began. And that's when property owners were having people loot their stores and paying them with the insurance money. That's why all the fires and riots were starting. Not the LA riots, but the East Coast riots and fires in the late 70s were directly related to the laying of the freeways and the leveling of black communities.
One thing I was gonna look up was I went to a geography conference, and the guy was talking about how geography, which I love because I'm a history major, and he was talking about how geography is more than places, and I'm like, yes, history is more than dates, like history is more than names and dates, and geography is more than places and countries and states and like shit like that. Like it's so much more. And at this conference, I don't know, and this is kind of the expanse of it, but he started talking about, I got a burp, but I don't know if it's going to come. Wow. Excuse me. He started talking about how houses were built to control women. And that's why, and this is when we were talking about like cookie cutter houses made me think of it, I guess when I think came about. But that's why the kitchen is like at the center of the house, so the man can always have an eye on his woman.
That's a good point.
And kind of always know what's going on.
And like familial.
And they're more open.
Surveillance.
There used to be actually a lot more room, I guess, is what he was saying. But now,
houses.
And then it was a way to try and control like women. I think it happened in like that kind of like after World War I kind of time was when that shit started going down, and just like the architecture of it all. But insane, just. We were talking about something that just the houses in general when we got all. We were talking about just nature and shit, and how I think we went their own fucking way.
We did.
But I also believe that we're gonna get back, and I think at this point I like that it's at least just a choice. I can easily go and live in nature if I want to.
But that's escapism.
Yes, you're not going to be with anyone. It's not the same thing, I know. Well, but you can find it, kind of.
You can meditate with it, but...
There's communities. It's a big world. There are some communities that have what I'm essentially saying, if I really wanted it. But fuck, I like the comforts of a house, and I like a roof, and I like beer, and I like weed.
In my opinion, that's like the same thing as going on a vacation to Aruba. Just to be like, I need the sun. I need nature. I can go to a compound and I can live in nature. But that doesn't change anything. That's like...
Well, it changes your experience.
Oh, of course.
That's what I'm talking about, I guess.
That's enough, absolutely.
It's not,
and I wish it was for me. But
I
just fear so much of like wasting my ability to be human. That's like wasting. Humans are a gardener of this earth. And like you said, at one point we lost track of like what we're supposed to be doing. And yes, you can go garden, but that's only you. Like that's why media exists, because like your human nature is to amplify that, to turn yourself into some sort of like microscopic like tool to like spread light. That's like our ability. Like I imagine like humans is like, there's like a beam coming down and it hits your back, and then when it transfers through you, it spreads. And like your tool, your focus tool, and like there's nothing like that on the planet except for humans. It would just like break my heart for like, it does break my heart to see like these communities not like come back into Earth, because like they're gone, they're in the forest somewhere living their beautiful life. With it just doesn't equate to the amount of like destruction like due to like carbon and stuff that we're emitting. Get over here and
make a difference
and fuck it up. Yeah, like we need to fuck this up. Like it's not okay. And
we need to have the same bravery as they did in the civil rights shit, and like in the hippie movements and all that.
I wish I hope it's not gone. I do. I hope this nation can do that again, because if like you don't think that it's like, not you, but if like as a people we don't believe in our daily life, we don't wake up and understand that today I'm going to be oppressed, and with what I want to do, then you will be oppressed, and even then you'll be oppressed. Whether you're white, whether you have privilege, you are being colluded and persuaded and pushed into a filed line of waste, and it's like your choice to like rip yourself out of. I'm constantly in my head. One of my quotes is "You're breaking the cycle." I'm constantly like.
I love that. I love breaking my cycle.
There's so many cycles all the time. Life's a cycle. Your energy moves in a cycle. Time moves in a cycle. Like I already mentioned, life. Like you have to like.
So how do you break the cycle?
Energies.
What do you mean?
Like you can't stop from waking up, but like it's something like maybe you feel it, like you wake up and you just feel that you're gonna do something different than, like in my personal experience, I have to focus daily on I'm gonna be a different person than my mom. I'm gonna be a different person than my dad in the bad ways, and I'm gonna strive for those things that they did give me, and those, like my mom, like I look back and she's a fucking workhorse, man, like always working and smart and going to school until I was pretty old. And life just gets to people, and like it's awful, and like I have to break that cycle of what your question was, like what would you do? How do you
how would you go trying about trying to break your cycle? I already have one idea in mind.
Just life choices daily, every single moment.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
every
single moment.
You got to make the right
choice.
choice.
Well, eventually I'll be able to stop, but
right
now, no, I don't. And I see it. I spend those 4 days, those 6 days, the month of just like, like I'm gonna take a rest, and I go, you're talking about, you wrote it down, falling back into that, the feeling.
Yeah, falling back into depression.
That's like part of the equation. Then it's like, I'm in trouble, like I'm very, very lucky to be here, but like, I don't know, like there's a lot of pressure on me. So like if I don't see that pressure in this poker game of life, and like and see it and like double up and wake up ready for that, then it's gonna get me, And a lot of people have it worse,
Yeah.
I think about my ex all the time, because it's just awful. Some people like have it so unfair.
Yeah.
It's just awful.
I think I successfully tried to break my cycle, at least for a little bit, and it's holding fast right now, but with mushrooms.
I would say that too. Yeah.
That's what I like immediately when you're like break your cycle. And again, it's not for everyone. It's something that's very new to my life, more or less. I am exploring it for the first time. I have a close friend who's exploring it for the first time, kind of. So honestly, like I'm more or less just trying to do like research them myself, for, like that person, kind of. So that's an interesting perspective. But yeah, like 3 days ago, you could say I broke my cycle. And like I just sat with myself in my room, and it took 2 grams, and it was absolutely exactly what I needed. Like, I just focused on depression. I focused on it, much more on depression than anxiety. And I had my journal with me, and I noticed a change in feeling, I guess I could say, over the past couple of days. It's been a really important... can you check the camera too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
We are rolling.
Perfect.
No.
Your barbecue going well? Fuck yeah. So I've had the change in feeling, I would say. Like, yeah. I've been feeling... I saw a cute girl and I felt nervous. And I didn't feel anxious. And there's a difference. Mm-hmm. I haven't felt nervous for something. Like, that nervousness to me felt like childhood. And I've been seeing things slightly different. I was entering the freeway, and like I was looking out my window, and I was like I felt like I was on a roller coaster. I was like looking at the cars, and I was like, I'm matching up with them right fucking, like, it was just...
That's so funny.
Things have just been feeling different. I went home to see family, which is, never easy. Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say that, not never easy, but it's always like you don't know what's going to happen. It could be the best trip in the world, or it could end in a big fight. It's family. It happens. The fact that I'm comfortable enough with my family to feel comfortable fighting with them, I think is awesome. And I feel very lucky to have that. But I came home and I was able to have, it just felt so... It didn't feel so different. It felt a little bit different. I described it to them because I told them about it, and because they're kind of curious about like my life and shit like that, because it's so kind of different maybe than what they were expecting it to look like. Your family? My family, my parents, like they're along for the ride though, which I think is really cool.
What's the difference between this house and your last house?
I'm talking about home. What do you mean this house I'm living at right now?
Didn't they know as much of your last living at your with your last roommates as they do now, or is it just the podcast that's kind of giving?
No, what I'm saying is
I might be confused.
Yeah. What was I trying to say?
I thought you were saying that they were surprised by what...
No, they're surprised by the life I kind of grew up, because I was always successful, and in their eyes, successful people don't smoke weed, successful people, it's not, they don't have that image in their head. They've seen a lot of failures do what I do.
Yeah.
They've seen a lot of failures do what you do. Mm-hmm. And we're more or less, we're successful, like I love that it's one of my best friends right now, good old Sally. She is probably the first responsible partying adult I ever met in my life. Yeah. And it just really opened up my eyes to what the world could be. It could be serious and it can be fun. You don't have to be a wreck or stupid to have fun, and you don't have to be all serious either. There's that balance. And so, for them, it's fun to tell them about this experience, because in their head there was never that balance. It was always, if you smoke weed, you're gonna be lazy. You're not gonna work. Ever since I've been smoking weed for like 4 years now. Mm-hmm. I have worked out, I feel like, almost every day for 4 years now. Mm-hmm. It's one, and I feel like same with you. You've probably been smoking weed for probably a while, and you seem like you are in excellent shape, and it's just one of those kind of stereotypes that
Don't worry. I have dysmorphia big time.
Oh yeah.
It's awful.
I mean, I'm more or less. I think, but I've come to terms a lot more with just kind of myself. Maybe it comes with age. I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I feel like I've always looked at my life and I was like, I've just had to do so fucking much. Like, how much do you expect of one person? In a way, like I've inside, and then like dealing with like what's going on and it's all been like kind of quiet stuff that like I only really get to deal with. And if I'm gonna bring someone in on it, it's not their place. Like it was my place, it was my sister's place, and it was my mom's place, and there was no one else really that like saw any of it, because my mom was so good at like we were kids, so I'm not gonna call anybody.
Yeah.
And then she was so good at like localizing her life down to like, even like when she sees my grandparents, it's a different person. And like when we go over to my grandparents' house, me and her bicker and get in fights because like I don't get to talk about certain things, you know.
Yeah.
Stupid shit. And like I don't get to tell my little sister to do shit she needs to do, and like double standards, just ridiculous stuff forever.
Double standards are a thing of life, I have realized.
Yeah,
it's not anything you'll get around, especially with family. At least in my family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Double standards exist.
That's like something that's not traumatizing at all. But like when you add like whatever else into it, it becomes like a situation where it's like, well, you need to like stop doing what you're doing. Like talking about breaking the cycle. Like there's never been an end to the incoming of just like you said, your family thinks that successful people don't smoke and successful people don't do this. Well, my mom and my sister, my parents, my sister's 3 years older than me.
Yeah.
She helped out.
She'd like to make you believe it.
Yeah, she helped my mom out a lot. But like, no. And my dad fucking gone. I like, the funniest thing in my head is like thinking of my dad watching these podcasts, and it's like, I don't know.
My dad gets cringy about the podcast. He gets cringy.
Yeah. Like I don't have a dad. Like your family might watch this, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I know a mom. I know a dad. Like not even my dad. Like literally, not my father. I need to have that conversation with him at some point. Like, yes, you're my father. I owe you respect. Birthed me up to this point, blah blah blah, but like you need to take on the responsibility of you leaving for good, because that's what you've done. Like the people in my life think that love is so unconditional that they don't have to like ever be in my life for me to need to like even be able to be around them. Like they're not around me, they're around me once a month, and then I have to be like my perfect self, and I have to watch my tongue, and I have to not say this, and I have to let myself be backslapped this, and I have to watch my mom drunk do this and this and this, and like listen to my sister. My little sister texted me one day. Mom's in what was it, like Mexico, some like not Cuba, but one of those places you can
Tijuana?
No, it's like a beach that people go to. It's super popular. But she went there with her boyfriend and just left my sister at their house, and my sister didn't know that they left to Mexico.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck are you doing? And then my dad's somewhere living on a boat, gone at that time, or in jail. I don't remember exactly what time it was. They're just gone. My mom thinks that the fact that I was in her house and I wasn't paying rent with a gun to my head, and I wasn't paying the car payment with a gun to my head, then I don't get to speak on anything she does. Nothing matters. It doesn't matter. She's a victim. I'm a victim. I need to forget about it. I don't have trauma. So like, I don't like people. I love to see people like you, and not you. I guess people get like a choice to do certain things. Like I appreciate seeing that and sitting with that, because it's like a new reality for me. Because my reality is like, if you don't, you die. Not die, but it's like
most
make
of my struggles
your decision.
are a choice.
What do you want? You know, like what do you want to be a person, or do you not? And like for me to be a person, when I hear songs about people that like run like, oh man, I 3 times the blah 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 and I don't get no recognition, like that's me. Like I have to work 3 times as loud to like be seen, or else I don't get seen. Because when people see me, it's when I'm taking my break. Like when you see me, when Jolie sees me, that's when I'm on break. That's when I'm home. That's when I'm relaxing. That's when I'm like off, you know. You guys have I feel a common respect, but like in my past, there's no common respect at all. No common respect at all. I bring my girlfriend around to my house, my grandpa's just shit talking me to her. This fool doesn't do it. Like he's not going to be able to do it. Like if you like your family is shocked by your life, dude, if like my grandparents won't come stay here because it would just be so like embarrassing in my opinion. Like they just won't do it. They would that's so much for them to swallow that they will never do it. My mom has stepped foot in this house once. She lives 6 miles, not even 6 miles away. I could walk there in 10 minutes. She stepped in this house once, and she was drunk, dude. She had wine and vodka on her breath, and she drove over here. And that was like that's like a very good example of like her being a mother, you know? Like that's like that, like thank God I'm 20 and that doesn't bother me anymore. But that was what it was before. She just strolls into the house once a week, if that, and it's just like, this needs to be fucking cleaned up, this needs... If my mom came here right now, she'd be like, what the fuck, dude? What do you do? What do you fucking do out here? What the fuck? And it's like, get the fuck out of my house. Like, you don't fucking know. So when Jolie, if or you don't do it, but if Jolie's like, oh man, like I just did the dishes and blah blah blah, it's like, whoa man, like whoa, like I am doing my part, and if I catch any slim of you saying I'm not, it's gonna hurt, because like I like have to clean up 4 times as much as you just to feel okay, right? Like this is my space, so I'm cleaning up out here. I'm blowing the deck. When
what are you blowing?
I know, I was like, how do I say that?
You blowing the dick?
That we leaf blower. I leaf blow out here. I clean this whole thing. I comb all the rubbish. If anything needs to be done, heavy back needs to do it. Like she has a hurt back, so like I'm helping it. There's a step with a step, so there's no inequality there. And if
I love our house dynamic.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Sometimes there's a lot of dishes in the kitchen. That's my only thought. Sometimes, and it's sometimes. That's my only thought. We're all very good at keeping the house clean, and it's huge. It is huge. Like that especially in quarantine, you have to really. Like I saw that. I had a little condom in the shark thing in the living room. I didn't notice it was in there, and I was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?"
I didn't know there was I took that thing out. I didn't know there was a condom in there.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
I don't know how they got it. It's really old. It should be thrown away.
Fuck condoms. No, wear them until you don't have to.
No. When I broke, I wrap up. I hate the thought of fucking any situation of the sort.
Well, that's why you have a conversation with the girl.
Yeah.
You know, you make sure you know that.
I'm not worried about STDs, but yeah.
You're both on board as far as like okay. First off, is one of us on birth control? That has to happen. If if the girl's doesn't want to do her birth control, I'll wear a condom. That's fine. But if she goes on it, then it'll be a conversation, and then it's a conversation of okay, but if you do get pregnant, you know, how do you feel about abortion? I've had that conversation pre-sex, like 2 or 3 times.
It's like one of the steps in the sex a little bit. It's an important
one to do once you go.
There's only been a few times where I've had sex and it was like kind of unthought through, like not like unthought through, and
like hot
like
and
it
steamy.
just happened, you know.
Hot and steamy.
There was one time, actually, I'm not going to name names whatsoever. But whatsoever. But there was one time I couldn't have sex. I couldn't get it up at all. I was so fucking nervous. I liked this girl so fucking much. I could not fucking have sex that day. And she looked at me. Dude, she was like, do you need more? And I was like, oh my god, look, like I don't know what's going on. It was awful, dude. It was awful. It was awful.
Wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Awful. But my mom, it was like one of the few times my mom would have been home over in Enclave, and my little sister was running about. Crazy. Crazy. I
had sex with a girl once that had the tickest bitties I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They were. I mean, and I put in work on this. I mean, she's gorgeous. Like literally, she's probably one of the sexiest girls ever. But her titties were so big. And I wish I could remember like the size of them. Like it was ridiculous, and I was a young boy, so I was a young chappa, and she was older. And then the first time we did anything was at the drive-ins, and that was the first time it wasn't the first time I did anything at the drive-ins, but definitely with like a non-girlfriend, I think. Oh man, drive-ins. I mean, I don't know. Depends on what gets you going, I guess. But if you got enough room, it's comfort too. You gotta have enough room. Absolutely.
My car is amazing, bro.
Yeah?
It's unbelievable. That Kia, it amazes me, dude.
I fucking love my Prius, bro.
Priuses are
I hope I don't get any hate. I got a Prius. I had a name drop in anything. I should have never name dropped my Prius. Hey, 42 miles to the gallon, bitch. That shit goes hard.
Dude, one guy was trying to move in here before you. He was the guy right before you that came and saw the place, and he was like 19. And he had like a Ford Focus that you plug into the house. He's like, "Do you guys got a plug in here?" And I was like, "No, no, we're gonna tear the washing machine out if you want to pay for a fucking plug in there." Crazy. And then power.
Oh,
and he drove to like Fremont every day for work. He worked at like the shipyards, which sounds like a good job.
Sounds kind of gnarly.
Yeah, he's gonna live in the master, dude. I was like, you might need to find a spot.
Yeah. All right. So I want to talk about this really quick. The Bhutan's. It's called Bhutan's Gross National Happiness Index, and it's supposed to be a replacement for the GDP, the Gross Domestic Product.
Interesting. Yeah, that's by nation.
So they say that happiness is more important than how much you're actually producing or how much your country is worth. You should more judge your country based off of how happy you are. And so here are the ways they measure their happiness: psychological well-being, health, education, time use, cultural diversity and resilience, good governance, community vitality, ecological diversity and resilience, and living standards. So they're trying to make an argument that we should be measuring. This is like the nature revolution in a way, the inward thinking, like that happiness should be more important than like the money, the all that shit. But we try and teach our kids that just like it's kind of like breaking the cycle, right? Yeah. Can you just think slightly different? Can you approach this in a different way?
And leaving the system, like cutting off your footprint and leaving it to a compound or something, would be breaking a cycle.
Especially a personal one and a familial one, and it would be breaking a lot of cycles.
Yeah, and you could come back like equipped and grown, and work through traumas.
Like I would.
Perspective needs to be shifted living in America. Like it doesn't. Just living in America, I don't think like our perspective is like the best.
Yeah, we have a bad perspective. Can you speak up a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. What other things? Do we want to do our song shout-outs?
Yeah.
I don't know much about mine, so maybe I'll go first. It's a little bit shorter, and then if you maybe know your band a little bit better, you could actually give them a real shout-out. But actually, I do know my guy really well. But we were thinking about doing band recommendations each podcast, just one or like one person or artist as a way to, get you to see someone new. And if you have dope band people, send them in. Or if you are a dope artist, send your shit in. We'll feature you or some shit. But I was my artist of the week, and I'll put his name down here. Maybe I'll put it on the screen. But Coulter Wall will be my artist. A folksy country singer. I don't know. I would play his music, but again, I don't want to get kicked off. He's super awesome, super crazy, deep voice. I think he's only 22 or 23. He's from Canada. Sings and plays the fuck out of a guitar. It's just incredible. I learned one of his songs. Maybe I'll play it on here one day. And if I do get taken off, then I know I'm that good. But yeah, that'll be my shout out. Check out Coulter Wall. Maybe some good songs if I could think of would be like Fraulein is really good that he has. But dang, that could even be Tyler Childers now that I'm thinking about it. But no, then you have 13 Silver Dollars. You have Big Dave. Let me give one or two more shout outs here.
I'm gonna play this out with some of my music here too.
Your actual music?
Yeah.
Perfect. Do you know around what time we're at?
No.
We're pretty
we're close to 2 hours.
Cool. That's perfect. Hold on. Let me Coulter. I just want to get some song names, maybe some albums. Sleeping on the Blacktop is probably his most famous. Devil Wears a Suit and Tie. It's the song I know. Caroline, yeah, Kate McCannon, all fucking good ass shit. He came to Petaluma and I didn't know. My friend told me about it and I was so fucking heated. And I never get jealous, but I was so jealous. Like, that was one thing I was like, you tell me after.
Yeah.
You tell me like I was, but
fair.
it's all good. It's whatever. She was like, "No, you like this guy? That's the stupid. Like that's the most heated text message. Don't you really enjoy this guy that was just in town you didn't see? Yeah, I do enjoy this guy. But yeah, Coulter Wall, check him out. Spotify, he's great.
Coulter Wall's pretty good. I was confusing him with Tyler Childers though.
Yeah, it's tough.
I was gonna shout out a little country too, a little bit. Sierra Farrell. I don't know if any of you already know her. She's fucking amazing, dude. The song I was thinking was "In Dreams." Not quite acoustic, a little bit plug-in, a little bit acoustic, like a 4-person band. Very bluegrass, very country.
Cool.
She's wearing like a raccoon hat, and she's got some piercings, a couple face tattoos. They're really fucking sick. Yes, and
I love a girl in a dress.
A couple what are they called? Period dresses, and a couple videos, and then a couple not. Very, very like cool, like organ-y vibes.
That's awesome.
They're awesome. And then anything else? Play some music when we're.
I think you want to send us out with some music. I got my guitar. Maybe I'll grab the guitar.
Yeah, this is. I don't remember exactly what this is, but.
Fuck yeah. Well, it's music time, folks. Something we've been wanting to do for a while, I think, honestly. Check our time here. Yeah, you thought we were at 2 hours?
Yeah.
I think we're at an hour 11. But that's still cool. I don't know. It does feel like we're a little bit longer than that, doesn't it? I like a shorter one, though, if it is shorter.
Yeah, we need a couple shorter ones in there for people to think they don't want to get crazy.
Although our most popular one is, we need to have a off-track band name. It's not off-track.
Yeah, we'll have to think of give that some respect.
Oh, is there a guitar pick over here? needs to grow. Give it what it needs to grow into a big old podcast for many people to hear out in the world that they want to just show the people what the podcast is all about. So you got music in the back and words in the front. But this ain't a front because we speak truth from our minds. And we eat our fruit down to the rinds because we cherish every moment of the things that we do. So you got Zach on the keyboard, playing the tunes real soft and sweet. You might even notice a little tap in your feet. That's called dancing, folks. Get used to it. In this nature revolution, we gotta start focusing on things that we never really knew mattered before. See, like before, I would focus on things like money and pride and people. Now I focus on people, money, and pride. You see, it's hard to change your focus sometimes, but you can at least shift them around to trick people. It's a beautiful thing when you can convey your thoughts through words. I find that oftentimes I will prey on a conversation to find meaning in it, to find power in it. But sometimes all you need is a camera, a friend, and a good blunt to really get the words flowing. Sometimes all you need is something worth talking about. So next time you listen in, maybe find something worth looking at. Maybe find something worth researching it. Maybe find something worth talking about. This felt good. I like this.
Bad at drums, man. Bad at drums.
It's all good. Ready to turn it off?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright.
Love you guys.
Love y'all. Thanks for listening. This was a lot of fun. This is a good one. Fuck yeah. We're leaning into it. Figuring it out. Oh. Alrighty. Any last words before I shut it out?
Love you guys.
We love you. Like, subscribe, and be curious. Peace.